Welcome back to Parents Guide to Winning Survival Minecraft. This is our 11th episode in the process. Last week we were able to get a pickaxe that has Fortune 3. Since then I went down and did some mining. It didn't take me very long. I just did use 3 iron pickaxes. Was lucky. I found 2 diamond patches. That got me up to 42 diamonds. Realistically, you probably find a patch of diamond every probably 3 to 4 iron pickaxes. So I was a little bit lucky in that it only took me 1. But I was able to do it. I was able to use my Fortune 3 to take those 10 diamonds and make them 20 something. That was a good find for me. So now we come back into this episode. And I want to start by just saying, when you're playing with kids, it is really important to get that Fortune 3 pickaxe as soon as possible. I mean, it didn't take me that long to get 42 diamonds, but if you're playing with 1, 2, 3 other kids, some friends, like especially on some type of shared server, man, it would take a long time to get 40 diamonds for each of those kids if you didn't have the Fortune 3 pickaxe. I mean, if as a parent, you have the patience to go out and get all those diamonds you need. And that's really what it takes to get diamonds. Diamonds aren't really that hard to find. You just need persistence. As the adult, you can get the persistence to go out and get them. When you have multiple kids, they're not going to do it. You know, they may go find some diamonds. In that case, hey, you can go ahead and borrow my Fortune 3 pickaxe and collect those few diamonds you do get. But hey, I go down and mine for a few hours here and there. I can pick up hundreds of diamonds. And then I can give them things like diamond armor, whatever they need to get the diamond armor. Because kids really, really love the diamond armor. And the sooner you can get them that stuff to make diamond armor, the better. So I'm going to go ahead and take my diamonds and make some chest plate. I'm going to make leggings. We'll make the helmet. And we'll make the boots. And we still got 18 diamonds. That would allow me, I've got a pickaxe, I got a sword. That would allow me to make like an axe. Maybe a second set of armor if these get heavily damaged. Whatever you might need. It's always good to have some extra diamonds for, especially if you're going to try to combine elements, you're going to need the extra diamonds to do that. The other thing I made since we were gone is one of these blast furnaces. A blast furnace, you need 3 pieces of cobblestone that have been cooked twice, some iron, and you can get these. The reason you get a blast furnace is the speed in which they cook stuff. It takes forever. You can see this thing goes by really quick in the blast furnace. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some of the stuff I found in my mining expedition in here. We'll let that go ahead and cook. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and swap out my armor. No sense in keeping the armor on. Now we got this sweet diamond armor. Now we can come in here and start talking about enchanting armor. With armor, I'll put my armor on. I probably put it on too soon. Let me grab this chest plate. With armor, I would come in here. I'm going to need some lapis lazuli. So let me go ahead and grab a few pieces of lapis lazuli. With my armor, I can come in here and begin to think about getting enchantments for it. So if I throw this in here, I'm not level 30 right now, but I can get Unbreaking 3. That's really good for your armor. That'll give it longer durability. So the more you hit it, the less damage it'll take. When we start looking at enchantments for armor and helmet and bows and axes and all that stuff, we have to start thinking in terms of what are the enchantments we want. You know, we see Unbreaking here. There's fire protection. There's projectile protection. There's different types of enchantments out there. When we're talking about armor, what we're talking about is protection 4. We're talking about Unbreaking 3. Those are all your armor, your helmet, your boots, your chest plate, your leggings. All of those need at least protection 4 and Unbreaking 3. There's also a fire protection 4. If you want to create a second set of armor with fire protection 4, that's really handy when you find yourself in an environment like mining and there's a lot of lava. We're going to talk about the Nether at some point in the future. There's a lot of lava there. The fire protection 4 is great in a lava environment. The other thing you might want on all your armor is Thorns 3. Thorns is an enchantment that when a mob hits you, it takes damage. Be very handy when get caught up by a bunch of mobs and they start hitting you to get that extra help in taking them out. We also want to talk about our helmet and boots. The helmet, you're looking for some additional potential enchantments. One of them is Respiratory 3, which is really, really handy. That allows you to breathe underwater for an extended period of time. On your boots, the one you gotta have as you go into the game, especially if you want to win, because we're going to be going into the Nether, we're going to be going into the final world of Defeat Dragon. Feather Falling 4 is completely invaluable for surviving in both of those environments. That way you can fall a long, long way without taking a tremendous amount of, without dying. Like I said, the Nether can be handy because sometimes you need to jump way down. It'll survive that fall. You start fighting the dragon. When we get to the end, you may fall from some high heights there. It's good to have Feather Falling 4. It's vital enchantment you need on your boots. The other one on the boots that's really handy is Depth Strider. Depth Strider 3 will allow you to pretty much go through water without being paused. Because that's one of the annoying things in Minecraft. You get in water, it takes you forever to slog your way through it, unless you want to swim. With Depth Strider, you can just pretty much plow your way through water without really slowing down too much. We also want to talk about the bow. I have a very simple bow here. Generally, you want to get these enchanted. Power 5 does the most damage. There's an infinity enchantment, which all you need is one arrow, and you can fire your bow infinitely without losing arrows. There's an Unbreaking 3. Everything has Unbreaking 3. That's the endurance that you want. One of the other enchantments you probably want on your bow is a fire enchantment. This will set the arrow on fire when you shoot it. It helps you track the arrow, and it helps you see where the arrow hit. When you're trying to aim for certain targets, it's really handy to have that type of tracking mechanism in place. The other one on a bow that's kind of nice to have, but not necessary, is Punch. Punch 2 will knock the mob backwards, and so it doesn't just hit them, it knocks them backwards. It's a lot like knockback on a sword will knock your opponent back. It's nice to create a little more separation between you and your enemy. So the Punch 2 is a nice one, but it's not important to have. The other one that's really nice is when you start talking about like your utilities, like an axe. It's great to have Unbreaking 3 on it. It's great to have Efficiency 5 on it. That way when you cut down a tree, you can cut it down a lot faster. As you notice, just about everything that we have needs to have Unbreaking 3. That's a lot of Unbreaking 3s that you have to get. Fortunately, like this time we got Unbreaking 3. If we enchant this, we'll get Unbreaking 3. We come in here to Helmet. Will the helmet give me anything interesting? Unbreaking 3. Let's go ahead and grab all our armor real quick and put it on here and see if we see anything. There's Feather Falling 4. So I may want to go ahead and enchant these once I get to level 30 for Feather Falling 4. That's really a big deal when it comes to the enchantment side of it. The other enchantment that you can put on stuff that is really valuable is Mending. Mending is an enchantment that when you get experience, rather than adding experience to your XP bar, it can go to repairing your equipment. That way, it's just about nighttime. That way, if you have, say, a pickaxe or an axe that you're using to, say, cut down trees or go mining, the experience you get from these adventures can be used to repair the axe or the pickaxe. It allows you to basically have an infinite axe or a pickaxe. Unfortunately, you can't get Mending from an enchantment table. You actually have to find a book. You can find books from like temples. You can find books from fishing. You may spend a really, really long time getting one Mending book, yet alone a Mending for your axes, your pickaxe. You want to get Mending for all your armor. It can be really handy to have Mending on your armor. That way, when it takes damage, it can be repaired. It's really just very useful to be able to repair everything you have. So what can we do to speed up this process? What can we do to make this a little bit easier? Because we know that the enchantments that we've had so far are pretty random. Is there anything we can do to keep us from having to like combine like 50 or 60 different types of armor to get that right combination that we need of unbreaking and protection and all of that? And there is. One of the things we have over here is our good old librarian. The librarian sells bookshelves. He also sells enchanted books. We can take the enchanted books along with our anvil and add an enchantment to a particular piece of that we want, like armor or weapons or whatever it might be. I'm going to go ahead and make an additional chest here, so I can store some more stuff. I don't need to be carrying around armor. So we'll go ahead and make another chest here, double this chest up, get rid of some stuff we don't need. I don't want the iron. Okay, now we've got our lapis, we've got everything we need, but we need to get more of these lecterns so that we can create more librarians. We got a couple more villagers since before. I want to go ahead and start getting some lecterns. I went ahead and put all my emeralds together. Let's break it out again a little bit here. And let me buy from this guy a bookshelf. Let me go ahead and buy a couple bookshelves. I'll buy 3 bookshelves. Now, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to make lecterns with these bookshelves. So let me go ahead and grab some planks. We're going to need these. Grab some of those. Now we can get a lectern. I'm going to go ahead and just make 2 lecterns in the short term here. And I'm going to take this 3rd bookshelf, put it down, and I'm going to break the bookshelf and get books. So this becomes a good, the bookshelf not only becomes a good way to create lecterns, it's also a good way to create books. Because when I come in here and want to trade, to be able to make this trade and get a knockback 2, I'm going to need emeralds and a book to get the enchanted book. So what we're searching out for here, what we really want is to get a mending enchantment. So I'm going to drop that there. One of these guys is going to come over and he's going to have an enchantment. And he's going to have punch 2. That's good for a bow. I don't really want that. I'm going to go ahead and break the lectern. And guess what? He loses that job. I move him out of the way. He's in my spot. Put the lectern back down. He gets an enchantment. Bookshelf. That is not going to work either. So now we begin to get into this very tedious process of trying to find an enchantment that you want. Looting 3. We want that on our sword. Let's go ahead and grab that. So I've got enough emeralds here. Let me break this out some more. I got a book. Let's go ahead and make this enchantment work. Looting 3. Go ahead and grab that. I only need it for the sword, but you know it's really handy to have that enchantment in pocket for your sword, because that's one that doesn't always easily come on the enchanting table. So now we begin again. We begin looking. Silk Touch 1. That can be useful, but I don't need it here in the short term. Mending! Yes! That is the enchantment we want. 36 emeralds is very expensive. You can, if you keep playing with this, you can probably get it for like 18 to 20. I don't care. I need mending on 4 pieces of armor. I need mending on a bow. I need mending on a pickaxe. I need mending on my axe. All these things I need mending on. So I'm going to go ahead and trade for it, and I'm going to get us 2 of them because, yeah, because I want to use this on a couple different things. So we got one. We'll go ahead and get a second mending. Sweet. Now I've got 2 mending books. What I'm going to put one on is the pickaxe. That pretty much gives me an infinite pickaxe. The other one I'm going to put it on is I'm going to go ahead and get an axe, a diamond axe. I've got plenty of diamonds here, and we'll go ahead and create a diamond axe. What I can do is I can put mending on the axe, and that will allow me to have an infinite axe, because every time I cut down a tree and come back and trade, as long as I'm holding the axe, any experience I get from the trade will go into the axe. Once the axe is fully healed, we can go ahead and collect XP. Because we're going to need XP as we go from just about everything, because we're going to need XP to make all of these. Oops, didn't quite make that jump. Probably should put like a fence thing here instead of trying to jump over it every time. Okay, just took some damage. I'm going to head back over to my anvil. I probably should just create an anvil, but I wanted to come over here and enchant my axe while I'm at it, although I'm only level 27. We'll want to get up to level 30, see what kind of enchantment we can get on the axe. And this is generally becomes the process of, this is how you get everything you need. Now the problem is when we come in here and I come in here, I got my sword. We come back over here to our anvil. I drop this in. If I put my sword in here, we're looting 3. You can see it costs 6 levels. This gets to be really expensive. When you use the enchanting table on a level 3 enchantment, it only takes 3 levels. So if I were to start like enchanting a bunch of stuff with mending or whatever, it just takes a lot of levels. 5 levels for me to get mending on this pickaxe and make it a pretty much infinite pickaxe. This one is actually probably worth making it, although I'd really like to get 3 more levels so that I can put it on this diamond axe. That way when I cut down trees, I get pretty much infinite tree usage. So let's see what I'm going to get potentially on this axe. Smite 4, not very useful. Hopefully you get efficiency with it, because efficiency is what you want, because that just speeds up how fast things are cut down. And so we begin this battle. It's not quite nighttime. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my pickaxe and make a god pickaxe for now. I know it's 5 levels. And then we'll worry about the axe here in a little while. I'm going to go ahead and put these books in this chest here. I'm going to put that there. I don't need a bunch of this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and put the egg here. Put the planks here. I'm going to go to bed. It's nighttime. And then I want to show you how you use the axe and how really nice it is to go. But then we begin our process of trying to get the enchantments we want. So I'm going to come over here. Got efficiency 5 pickaxe. Now like mining becomes really just a simple process. And everything we get is going to be level fortune 3. So we're going to start collecting a ton of resources, because everything we have is multiple drops. I mean, I just got 60 from just that small drop right there of bronze, whatever, copper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where we'd start. Now we begin to use this pickaxe to go down here. Now it just becomes a, how long do you want to go down these specific aisles looking for stuff? Do I have a shovel? Yes, I have a shovel. Let me grab the shovel. Start using the shovel. Should have brought this down a long time ago. Gravel is so annoying because you can't really use your efficiency pickaxe for this. Eventually you would probably get a diamond. You can get a diamond shovel with mending, and you pretty much have an infinite shovel for down here as well. And that just becomes this process of working your way through. Now the reason you can pretty much mine infinitely is, you see my pickaxe has some work. I mean, we're unbreaking 3, so it's not going down super fast. It's efficiency, it's doing it quickly. But now let's see the power of mending. Because all this redstone gives quite a bit of good experience. I'm going to guess that, look at that, my pickaxe is now fully healed. So I've just mined whatever I mined down here, this whole thing and this bit down here, and my pickaxe is absolutely brand new. I pretty much have infinite mining capabilities here. And so now it's just a matter of, once I get this god pickaxe with mining, it becomes very easy to load up on resources like diamonds, because it's just really quick to come down here and mine out whatever you need. Iron, all that stuff becomes kind of this simple process to get. I mean, I've probably got a ton of copper now. Yeah, 64 and 24. And I'm just going to come down here and continue mining for a little bit here. Mainly, I'm just trying to get some levels, and I just want to kind of, at this point, I just want to kind of get my pickaxe back to full health. And there it is, back to full health. Okay, well, that pretty much brings us to kind of the end of this episode and where the grinding begins. Because at this point, what I need to do is pretty straightforward. I need to go cut down some more trees. I need to trade to get more emeralds. I need to be able to create lecterns. I need to be able to put lecterns down. I need to be able to get the enchantments I want. And then I need to be able to get the trades on books. As you can see, it's going to be 36 emeralds per mending book, and I need mending on what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things potentially. Well, that's 150, 160 emeralds. That's a lot of emeralds. That's a lot of trees I'm going to have to mine. When I get unbreaking, I might need that for 4 or 5 things. That's another potentially 50, 60 emeralds. Now we just begin that process of cutting down trees, selling sticks to the villagers, taking those emeralds, and then using it to buy books. I'm going to gain a lot of experience in that process. I'm going to take my experience, come back here to the enchanting table, use it on, say, a bow. Use it on the boots so I can get feather falling 4. I might use it on my helmet to see if I can get respiratory 3. I'll definitely use it on my axe to see if I can quickly get efficiency and unbreaking on it. I'll definitely use it on a bow. The bow is the easiest way to get the enchantments you want, is through the enchanting table. So what I'm going to do in the short term is I'm going to go and I'm going to cut down trees, gather my emeralds, go ahead and make the trades, gather up a ton of emeralds, make books, look for enchantments, get the books with the enchantments. Don't necessarily combine them at the anvil. Just collect up to level 30, come over here and try to run your enchantment on level 30. Go back to cutting down things. Once you get to level 30 again, come back, try to enchant something else. 30, enchant, back and forth until you get a good bow, until you get the axe you want, until you get the sword you want, until you get maybe the boots you want or the helmet you want. Then once you have that, then you fill in all your missing pieces with the villagers. And this becomes this is going to take me hours and hours. I'm not going to do this in an episode. It's going to be a little while before our next episode, because I'm going to have to go out and grind and get the things we need. Make sure we get all the librarians we need. Make sure I get all the enchantments I want on everything. And then we'll take it to the next part of the game. This is the grinding part of the game. And if you have kids you're playing with, you want them to have good armor, it's going to just take that much longer to go and get those things in place. That's why it's so important to get a librarian in place. Because if you can get a librarian with, say, protection 4 and unbreaking 3, you can then use your trees to get your kids great armor. Basically, armor that has protection and unbreaking and will be durable, and mending so that they can be self-healing. You can give them armor that they'll survive quite a long way in the game as quick as possible. Because if you have to come and enchant everybody's, it would take you forever. So you have to use the villagers to speed this process up. So on that note, I'm going to end this episode, pretty short episode, and we'll reconvene reconvene next time when we have all the stuff we need. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed these video series, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this and kind of be notified when the new episodes come out. And as always, have a great day if you want to.